Unanimous consent request.
Okay.
Thank you. I ask unanimous consent to enter into the record two documents. First, the superseding indictment against Donald Trump in the Southern District of Florida, where he is currently facing criminal charges on 40 counts, including obstruction of justice, lying to the FBI, his unlawful, willful retention of national defense
Without objection, the indictment is
the concealment of documents from law enforcement, among other things. That was the shortened version. And my second document, to clarify for you, sir, Mr. Hur, from the transcription, page 82, the words are President Biden's. What month did Beau die? Oh, God, May 30th. A searing memory. I ask unanimous consent.
Without objection. The gentlewoman from Georgia is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and Ranking Member, for this hearing, and thank you so much for spending so much time with us today, Special Counsel Hur. In accordance with the law, classified information must be treated with the highest respect and also protected. And President Biden has made it clear during this investigation and long before that he agrees. In response to Mr. Hur's report, he said, and I quote, "Over my career in public service, I've always worked to protect America's security. I take these issues seriously, and no one has ever questioned that," end quote. The Special Counsel's report makes clear that this is unfortunately a common occurrence for classified documents to get swept up into members of Congress or executive branches officials' personal effects. And as soon as President Biden discovered that he had mistakenly kept classified material, he took swift and immediate action to ensure that those materials were returned, and he fully cooperated with every step of your investigation. President Biden's predecessor, when dealing with the issue of having classified materials, took very different steps. In 2016, Donald Trump declared, and I quote, "I'm going to enforce all the laws concerning the protection of classified information. No one will be above the law," end quote. Yet when his lawyer told him that it was going to be a crime if he didn't return the classified documents that he had after NARA, the DOJ, and the FBI requested multiple times that Trump returned the classified documents, yet he hid them. Trump himself acknowledged that the same year that service members have risked their lives to acquire classified intelligence to protect our country, yet he decided that his desire to keep these documents outweighed the potential loss of life for these people if those papers got out. Not only did Trump have a legal obligation, he also had a moral obligation to all of us, and he failed to live up to that. Mr. Hur, thank you for being here today. I'd like to talk about your report regarding President Biden and some of your findings. And for the sake of time, if you don't mind just answering yes or no, please answer this question. Page 187 of your report reads, "At no point did we find evidence that Mr. Biden intended or had reason to believe the information would be used to injure the United States or to benefit a foreign nation." Is this what you reported? For the sake of time, please answer yes or no.
Congresswoman, you said page 187?
Of your report, yes.
Yes. At no point did we find evidence. Yes, that language is on page 187.
Okay, so then this is what you reported, correct? Yes.
That language is in my report.
Okay, and Mr. Hur, you acknowledged on page 12 of your report that there are, as you said, numerous previous instances in which marked classified documents have been discovered intermixed with the personal papers of former executive branch officials and members of Congress. Please, once again, can you confirm for us, yes or no, the answer whether this is what you reported?
That language appears at page 12 of my report.
Page 323 also reads, "As a matter of historical context, there have been numerous previous incidents in which marked classified documents have been discovered, intermixed with the personal papers of former executive branch officials and members of Congress." Is this what you reported?
That language appears at page 323.
Thank you. Now it's my understanding that this has happened before, where classified documents are swept up into official papers. So, Mr. Hur, aside from Donald Trump, are you aware of similar instances in history where officials who have had these classified documents engaged in a months-long elaborate scheme to hide those documents from federal law enforcement officials?
The one case that comes to mind that we do address in the report is the prosecution of General Petraeus.
So are these historical examples, aside from Donald Trump, where officials instructed their aides to delete evidence pertaining to those classified documents?
That was not present in the Petraeus prosecution, no.
Okay. So the American people deserve, as we've always been saying all along here, that we deserve a leader who will not put themselves above the law, but will work with law enforcement and hold themselves accountable. Thank you, and I yield back.
The gentlewoman from Wyoming is recognized.